Hello, this is the Magnate coming to you from the studios of Ames Media Company Limited. We have a fresh edition here. You know that the Magnate will bring you eminent personalities that added value in different ways to lend a voice to the growth of our business and to mentor us in a way that you young entrepreneurs can learn from their own personality and their own acumen to better your own business. Today won't be an exception. Guess what we are having? Poverty alleviation in a different sphere, bridging the gap. You know, when the gap between the rich and the poor is wide, that's when you start having these various ills in the society. So let's give you the citation of our Magnate for the week. When we come back, as usual, you bet it will be an interactive session.
Suleiman Adegboyega Olagunju is an information technology expert and project manager. He hails from Osun State as an accomplished IT professional spanning over 20 years with top-notch services delivery. With an excellent background in system analysis and development, proficient in designing, selecting and deploying appropriate information technology solutions for organization in a cost-effective manner. He also had the ability to manage both technical and non-technical users of IT services to yield optimal results. With a bachelor's degree in computer science and master's of information management, MIT, in 1990 and 2010 respectively, from the highly rated University of Lagos. He went further to obtain additional master's degree in business administration in 2011 at Federal University of Technology, Akure, Futa. He is a member of Nigerian Computer Society and Computer Professional Council of Nigeria, CPN. He has traversed in different fields, adding value to the practice information technology. He has worked in different places like Joint Computer Company, Future Technology System, Nigeria Interbank Settlement Systems, Vivid Solution Associates, to mention but a few, before assuming duties as the Executive Director, CEO of Zakat and Sadakat Foundation from 2016 till date. Suleiman Adegboyega Olagunju is happily married with children.
You're welcome back. This is the Magnate. It's a great pleasure to welcome to the studios of Ames Media Company Limited. It's our friend, though, Mr. Suleiman Olagunju. You're welcome to the program.
Thank you so much for having me.
We are looking at the third pillar. How do you think it has been able to bridge the gap between the rich and the poor to alleviate poverty in the society?
The truth is, most of the time, we forget that to be out of poverty simply means everybody should be carried along. Most people think of themselves instead of all of us thinking about ourselves. That's the problem. And that's why many people are making noise that things are difficult. Equally, have sizable number that are saying things are okay. We need to put our resources together. We should always remember that we are all from one woman, one man. At the end of the day, if you think like that, you'll be able to think of this man that is begging actually is my family in one way or the other. And by the time we start taking care of all these people in the society, then we are going to have a peaceful society. And that's why the third pillar of Islam called Zakat is readily coming, where it says, take from the rich, give to the poor, and you are going to have peace of mind.
Okay, your slogan of caring for socio-economic balance, how is it relevant to the third pillar?
It is important. It is relevant because if you claim to be religious in quotes, I feel you should also feel concerned about the affair of others. So, and that's why we said caring for others, creating socio-economic balance. The problems that Nigerians are battling with is as a result of that imbalance, that wide gap. And most of the people that are not having much, those that are poor, when you look at their need, it's just too small. They do not need more than 2.5% of the total wealth. They don't need more than that. And that's why we have always been saying, come, let's be more serious about this issue. Pay your zakat or come up with your charity so that let us redistribute this wealth. Perhaps
That gap will be
that
bridged.
gap will be bridged, and many people will have something to live on.
Rely on.
And as long as you are living on something, I don't think you want to die.
Okay, why is it compulsory that zakat must be paid, which is the third pillar we're talking about?
For the Muslims, it's clear to them that zakat is as important as salat, as fasting in the month of Ramadan, as praying 5 times daily, and going on Hajj. I mean, for the Muslims, it's clear to them because we call it pillar of Islam, which is built on 5 pillars, so to say. Islam is built on 5 pillars. You can't take one out. Once you take one out, you cease to be Muslim. It's all agreed by Muslims. And when they are paying the zakat, they must equally make sure it's meant for the poor. Zakat is not meant for the rich, and it's not meant for the imams.
Okay, you are taking it off me, because sometimes people say, why must I pay my zakat to ZSF, for instance? Why can't I just look for the need in the society and just empower them and give them zakat?
It's a very good question. If we decide to distribute our zakat by ourselves, what's likely going to happen is that I'll be circulating the zakat among my family. That's what's going to be.
Which is not allowed?
Which is not going to affect
Address
the
issue.
downtrodden that we're actually talking about. Many of them do not have that close family those families that are poor, what are they going to be sharing among themselves? They will become beggars now.
Okay,
And the Prophet did not encourage that. He pulled the zakat together and make sure it goes
the
right.
entire humanity.
It's
Which brings me to the next issue. You see, your own services does
Yeah.
not even address only the people of your faith alone, which are the Muslims.
Exactly.
You diversify and ensure that you set people up,
Yes,
you give them
exactly.
jobs, give them soft loan to start. What is the criteria for people to qualify to benefit from this?
As long as somebody is, is a human being and is poor. Once you are poor and you are ready to
That
work.
is relative, sir.
Well, it's relative. That's why we have those criteria. By the time you come on board, you apply. That's okay, I want to start this business, or I'm already doing this business. Somebody who is even talking of business, people might think it's okay. No. But we must be creating jobs. People must be doing something, and that's why we are going to be out of poverty. And that's why when they come on board, when they apply to our foundation, we will screen them and see those that are qualified, regardless of the faith that you belong to. And after that, we disperse the money.
There's one interesting thing. Your entrepreneurial scheme,
Yeah,
when they apply,
yeah,
one thing I has found out is that if they apply for 100 naira, for instance,
yeah.
and after vetting and all that, you discover that 100 naira will not even take care of this.
Exactly.
You have a way of even upscaling it.
Of course now. It's not how much that you have requested that will determine how much we are going to give you. In my request for 1 million, in the wisdom of those who are going to do verification, that are going to interview you, those who are going to do mentorship for you, they will say, oh, no, give this person 200,000. And they are going to be there to assist that person to maturity. So in their own wisdom, they feel 200 is okay. And somebody might have requested for 200,000 naira and be given 1 million naira. So it's not how much you apply for that determine what you get. It's after we have done all the needful, ascertain that this should be enough to take you through.
How do you now also monitor them to ensure that that business suffices, it grows, for them to now also be a payer of zakah?
Yes, we have a lot of mentors. Those who have done very well in the field that they have applied to, we use them as the mentor. So the mentor is the one that will tell you if you are to be given 1 million. 1 million will not be given to you at once. Okay, he's going to get a shop. How much is the shop within that area? No, give him 150,000 naira now. 150,000 will be given. We will go there to see that the shop is ready. Okay, the next thing this person will need is tools. The tools will worth 500,000, for example. Give him or her 500,000 to go and get all the tools. Verify that all the equipments are there. Okay, it's going to need this amount of money. So the money will be given to the applicant in piecemeal to set up the business. And after that, monitoring continue.
To ensure that the
To
business
ensure-
thrives.
Right.
Mentoring them, which
Exactly.
is what this program is about. This is still the Magnate. We are still chatting with the Executive Director of ZSF. Mr. Suleiman Olagunju. Let's go for a short break. When we come back, we'll bring you our last lap.
Zakat and Sadakat Foundation. One sure way to elevate poverty and purify wealth is through regular payment of zakat. No wonder Zakat and Sadakat Foundation is working day and night to enhance standard of living for all and sundry through economic empowerment, free healthcare delivery, support for widows and orphans, provision of iftar during Ramadan, mosque support. There is also work program through which Zakat and Sadakat Foundation collects donation of land, building or other property and thereafter invest it while we use the profit to better the lot of indigent Muslims in the society. Please contact Suit 10 Tafa Balewa Square, East Pavilion, opposite High Court, Lagos Island. Telephone 081-1819-3599 or 080-3538-2911. Website zakatandSadakat.org.ng. Zakat and Sadakat Foundation, caring, creating socio-economic balance.
You're welcome back. This is the Magnates. Today we are focusing on bridging the gap. How can we join hands to alleviate poverty in our society? And we're chatting with the executive director of an organization that has been doing that. They are widespread in Nigeria, in virtually 19 states of the Federation. We have with us Mr. Suleiman Olagunju, the Executive Director of ZSF. You are welcome again to the program.
Thank you so much.
We have only dwelled on the third pillar, which is zakat. There must be some other sources of revenue collection for you that the magnitude of the charity you give out is very, very heartwarming.
Yeah. By going by our name is Zakat and Sadaqah. Zakat is compulsory for the Muslims to pay, and alhamdulillah, many of them are doing their best. Charity, anybody can pay charity. That is the Sadaqah. Muslims and non-Muslim.
Do non-Muslims pay to you?
Of course.
Okay.
There have been somebody that even came to our office and said, I want to pay Zakat. He said, I like the way you are distributing the money you are collecting. You are not, you have been doing your best to ensure that the money goes around everybody.
Equity.
That's what, and the man has been paying the Zakat on an annual basis.
Zakat or Sadaqah?
It's Sadaqah, but they call it Zakat. So we don't argue with him.
Okay.
Collect the money and we make sure, which is charity. So it's allowed. So we collect that. We equally collect items that you don't need again.
Okay.
We reprocess them and make sure we distribute for those who are in need of it. There are so many people that have gotten job for the first time. They don't have suit, they don't have shirt, they don't have shoe, belt, and the rest. Cuts of so many of the donors, we have been able to provide them with set of what they will need, at least for 1 or 2 years before they can start buying their own.
You know, your distribution ceremony is always quite mammoth. There was a particular one that we were privileged to attend, and we saw this lady completely blind.
Yeah.
A non-Muslim.
Yeah.
And
she applied for motorolling cycle.
Okay.
So
I got a bit emotional. I mean, somebody completely blind, and what motivated you to? I know there are several of them like that, but that struck me, so to say.
You know, we have been saying the essence of our organization is to ensure that those who are in their need are actually taken care of. And once they are taken care of, most of the problems will not be will disappear. But when we have them and there is nobody to attend to them is the problem. So apart from people applying to our organization, we locally do our own personal search. People like her, these are efforts that we have made to make sure that, okay, we identify these are the people that need. When you see somebody begging in the street, we want to know why are you begging. If what you need is just a small amount of money, why not provide for that person and take him away from the street? Instead of begging, what most of them need is just educate them. Stop this. This will not take you to anywhere. And we set them up. And to set most of these people up,
Minimal.
you can't believe it. 20,000, 30,000, and they are not begging again. So that's the approach that
you took it off me. The real essence of poverty alleviation is not about people coming to beg, but you going out there to search for Who are the needy? Who really needs this? Which is what you are doing well.
That is it. That is the best thing. Because once you are able to engage them, you discuss with them, you encourage them, many of them are not going to the streets again. Especially the small children that you see that are hawking, they don't have parents that will take care of them. So what we do with that type of children is to say, okay, madam, don't worry, your child, you are going to be paying the school fees. The woman will jump if you can. And once you start paying, the madam continue to pray for you. And these are the money that when we collect from the donor, this is what we use the fund to do.
Good. You know, the other aspect is that it's not only empowering them when you in the area of health, in the area of education, just like you have said, in the area of endowment, you are everywhere.
Because poverty, we have different type of
Respect her.
poverties. We have different type of poverty. It's not only money at times. Some people just poverty of idea that makes them to be what they have. And that's why we encourage, before, this is our business plan competition, we just give people money and they go. But after some time, we discover that some people take that money and they don't even know what to do with the money. Somebody collected tricycle from us and pack it in the house. So now I say, okay, don't just give the item required, do a follow-up, do mentoring, and encourage them to be in business. And that's been doing very well. It's been affecting them perfectly well.
Okay, one other aspect that you're also strong at is alleviating the plight of the widows and orphans. These are also the downtrodden.
It's one of the key areas of our work. You know, when we bring the widow back to their, I mean, you cannot settle widow unless you are able to get husband for the person. They say, okay, you have settled the person finally. But in terms of economic empowerment, we strongly believe that if widows are okay, they will be able to take care of their children. And that's why in our own, instead of just paying directly to the children, we rather empower the widow to be taking care of the children. So that's what we do most of the time. You can see that amount of money we are spending on the widow is more than many other areas. As I'm talking to you, I remember a widow now. She was given a freezer, and we equipped the shop for her. And now, the firstborn has finished from University of Lagos. She came to come and show her appreciation to us that, thank God, the first daughter, she's now out of university. She has graduated from university. Which shows that this woman was supported about 7 years ago. But that is the happiness that she's able to train her own children without the husband.
From what you are saying, how would you rate your services in terms of the feedback you get?
Our process is such that when we give you an item that is substantial, then we monitor it down. Like that person that lost the tricycle, we collected the tricycle at the end of the day from the man and give it to another person. Because we discovered that in our criteria, well, he was able to beat us. We asked him questions, we visited where he was living. The sign of poverty is actually there. But it's not, some people don't want to work. That's what we discovered at the end of the day. It's not that type of support we should have given. What we should have placed this person on, just place him on salary, which we call welfare. There are some people on welfare, 10,000 naira per month. Leave her, and no problem, she's not causing any problem.
But are you not encouraging such person to be lazy?
No. Not all of them. You know, some people, when they have mental issue, what do you do? I have nobody to take care of the man. So there are some people like that. There is elders, those who have 70 years old. They are just on welfare. They can't do much, most of them. So we have people like that. So our process is such that we monitor anybody that will give so much amount of money to. We have what we call coordinators in virtually everywhere. These are volunteer workers. These volunteer workers, once you have applied and you have passed our screening exercise and you are to be given items, you will see a monitoring officer, our coordinator, in your own area. Okay. So that person will be in charge of about 10 people. Okay, he has been given sewing machine. This person has been given a refrigerator. At least he must get to them once in a month.
I must congratulate you. But how do you coordinate with all the United States of the Federation where you are present? It's an adult task for you, isn't it?
We have a lot of volunteer workers.
Okay.
A lot of volunteer workers who come willingly to say we want to be volunteer. And when we are a volunteer, we have our own screening mechanism. Number one, volunteer don't collect money. If anybody wants to give you money, no, I don't collect money. Send the money to the account.
Okay, beyond encouraging people to respect the third pillar, I know another way where poverty can be alleviated is just look at the society, adopt a child for scholarship, for education. Do you do such?
Yes,
do you encourage such?
we encourage people to actually pick an orphan and say, okay, I will be responsible for their education. And if you cannot afford to actually shoulder the responsibility of one person, you can say, okay, this person needs 20,000 naira. I will be able to pay 5,000 naira, no problem. Pay the 5,000 naira, and the rest will be sorted out with the children. But most of the time, we don't directly say this is the person you are adopting. What we try to do is to keep the family lineage so that even if the person does not have a father, doesn't have a mother, he must have relative. So we prefer that child to be with the relative and will be paying for the school fees, the welfare of the child with family member, than to say, pick the person and let him go and live with another person. So you don't encourage that as such.
Okay. How do you think people really give you the credence, the credibility over the years that you have grown so big that virtually the entire community knock on your door?
Well, I can't really say this is the specific thing that we are doing that is different from what many others are doing. But what we just try to do as much as possible is to let people see where their money are being spent. To the best of our ability, that this money we have collected, we have done it this way. There are some donors that when they give us 1 million naira, we have to write and tell them that we have distributed this 1 million naira to these 5 people at 200,000 naira. This is their number. This is their name. You can call to verify. There are donors like that, and we respect them because we try to go around, not only just sit down in Lagos State, where we are getting bulk of our fund, but we go around. We have covered more than 21 states as at the last distribution.
Would you say your organization has really encouraged people to obey that third pillar?
Yes, that's what we are doing. That's what we are doing. I mean, many people do not know before. But now they are getting to know that this is how we should do it. Some people have been practicing it in one way or the other. They say, oh, no, let us do it this way. This is better. So that's what we are doing to ensure that people understand that Zakat needs to be put together and we need to distribute it to all and sundry. Yes, so that at the end of the day, poverty can be reduced to the barest minimum in our society.
Great. How do you think your own collection method is different from other faith-based collections?
Well, I will be able to speak more on our own collection. Our own collection is such that you don't give to the rich. You must collect and give to the poor. It is compulsory to give the money to the poor. If you mistakenly give it to the rich and that rich person know that, I mean, he takes the money and you know he is not to collect the money, I mean, it's a sin on his side. So no rich person will want to say, I want to collect the money. And it's not equally meant for the imams or the religious leader. It's meant for somebody that is in need and is poor. So that's the only difference.
And in distress, because we have been a beneficiary too.
Yes. If somebody is in distress, he might have money and be in distress. Yes, that's the third category. That okay, this person is in need, but because of one thing or the other, he doesn't have the money again. Then you can give him from the zakat.
Thank you so much. Any final words? I mean, you are so much inundated now. How are you able to cope? I mean, resources is there, yes, but the magnitude of people requesting is also
request. When we say request, you might see our office with a lot of people coming, but somebody asking for 20,000, somebody asking for 50,000. These are not so much big money. The only thing we do is to ascertain that the person actually needs.
Genuine.
Yeah, you cannot just come from except we identify you ourselves. But if you are writing letter, you need to come with a reference letter. A religious leader in your area, whether pastor or imam must be able to say this. So, and when they are able to, we will go and verify that church and or mosque that this letter is coming from them. Then we will attend to if the request is genuine. For as
Obviously.
long as they told us that they will monitor you.
It's the area of the business plan you talked about. You are not just giving them money, but you are also nurturing them, tutoring them on business, how to run their business.
Many of our business plan competition winners, they are paying zakat. Many of them are paying zakat, and many of them are even the ones supporting what we are doing now. Many of them, the one we did 2 years ago, somebody came from Port Harcourt with a gift. He won just 2018, but the following year he came with a lot of gifts for the winner after making our own personal donation to the distribution. So we thank God and we thank all our donors that they are doing very well.
Well, we've had here Mr. Suleiman Olagunju, the Executive Director of Zakat and Sadaka Foundation. Thank you so much for the good work you are doing.
Thank you so much for having me.
That's the Magnates. Yes, we bring them to you to nurture you, to lend a voice to the growth of your business. Remember that this program is open for sponsorship. You can place your advert here. You can partner with us. You can follow us on our social media handles to make it a date with us. Same time next week, when we shall bring you another veteran, another magnate to lend a voice to the growth of our business. Until then, bye for now.